we have a very special presentation from ADP, and I would like to invite Mr. Vijay Kumar Naidu, the sales head of National Accounts of ADP India Private Limited. As Vijay walks up, a little applause would help. He has a small video and he's also going to speak for around 15 more minutes. So Vijay, the floor is all yours.
First of all, thank you so much, everybody. Sincere gratitude for each one of you to turn up to me and truly celebrate yours to me. Thanks to the team, Dr. Alok, Dr. Madhya, and the entire team for anchoring this meet at such a beautiful venue. It's an honor to be present at the commercial capital of India because Indore fully contributes to the Indian economy. And we've seen the growth of Indore as a city in itself, where it has moved from traditional businesses to where it is today. A big round of applause to each one of you because without you being here, we just witnessed what ADP truly represents as an organization. So we have recently conducted an interesting survey for leaders across 200 plus corporates across India in terms of what is the future looking forward. What is it that your workforce that is ever evolving is expecting out of you as an employer, how you can truly contribute in their growth and have a much more engaged workforce. So before that, we'll just give a snapshot. This is a research we specially conducted with the Economic Times across the 200 leaders that we spoke to understand what is the workforce really aspiring to be, what is the expectations for them, and how you as employers can truly continue this journey of celebrating your associates.
First time someone is doing a research on payroll in India, and very proud to say that this is dedicated to thousands and thousands of payroll professionals, payroll executives who are kind of unsung heroes of the corporate world.
We've just, as part of the Future of Pay in India report, we've been delving into what does the next 3 to 5 years look like. And flexibility of pay is coming up time and time again. And it relates quite strongly to financial wellness. Medium and large enterprises between 500 and 5,000 employees and also interviewed some senior leaders. And we found that 80% of them agreed that they will need to introduce some sort of faster or early access to pay.
I think there will be greater amplification of human-centered approach, right? So, and this would be juxtaposed with teamwork, right? What we will also see, especially in India, is distributed workforce across the country. It's no more confined to metros.
So just to give a quick introduction, I am Vijay Kumar. I've been associated with ADP over the last 12 years. I currently steer the efforts for enterprise business for India. And personally, I'm an ally to the Pride community as well as including June as a Pride month. I head the business resource group for that community. So overall, this from an organization standpoint, what I truly represent is, in short, we are responsible for close to 40 million people across the world to be paid on time and accurately. We do roughly $3.1 trillion worth of salary transfer alone, wherein we are responsible so that people are paid on time every time. More than 80% of Fortune 500 companies currently have partnered with us, wherein we help them in terms of taking care of the payroll, their payroll compliance, global payroll, from a revenue standpoint, as an organization currently we stand at $16.5 billion. We're a listed company in Madhya, and it's a 70-year-old organization. Where now primarily we help the organization truly transform on their journey of growth, where we started as a small business organization to where they are today. And in fact, Indore is a great success story for us because we onboarded a customer in the IT space, which was around 300 employees 3.5 years back, and today they have touched nearly 12,000 employees. So we, as Rahul was speaking, that the workforce is not just confined to the metro story. And I think companies are strongly looking at investing in cities such as Indore, wherein a talent pool is available, and a lot of investments will come into to develop because of the smart city projects that are happening and the growth that the city itself is witnessing. So currently we are present in 140 countries, and people like me, there are 60,000 of us who are supporting multiple organizations across the globe. Outside of US, India is a very strong footprint of us. We are close to 10,000 people in India, supporting nearly 10 lakh plus associates across our client organizations that we partner and work with. So what is the future of pay in India? So we did a comprehensive study wherein we gathered leaders such as you. We had various roundtables, various personal meetings where we tried and understood what exactly a HR and finance leader is truly looking at. Because in the last 4 years, all of us might have, truly used one word, which is reimagine. Right? We've gone through an evolution. The kind of journey we've had in terms of the learning curve, it is tremendous in the last 4 years. And business is not usual now, right? It's completely changed. The dynamics have completely evolved. So what is it that can truly enable you to take care of your most important asset, which is your people? So we've seen why we are doing this, right? So number one, the transition at a workforce size. The workforce is not limited. While organizations today are looking at return to office initiatives, there are organizations that are working in a hybrid environment, a 3+2 mode. There are some organizations, especially in the manufacturing sector, who has always been on the job. So the entire evolution across those. The second aspect that is being very strongly influencing each and every associate across any organization is the financial wellness, right? How they are looking at what are the benefits an employee expects from an organization, and definitely the digital transformation that we all have witnessed. And today an HR not just plays the role of an HR, they play a role of a CTO. A CFO not just plays the role of a CFO alone, right? They play a role of a CIO. So they are taking much more informed decisions. It's not just limited to a function that you truly represent, but it is about how as a leader you're driving the entire organization with the benefits from your function. So our primary core area of expertise is surrounding payroll, wherein we interact with a lot of payroll practitioners across both HR and finance organizations. And we've seen that this function has evolved at a tremendous pace, wherein it is truly impacting how business is going to grow. And definitely, end of the day, an organization is poised to have some success, some growth, looking at scaling up in different geographies, or whether it's setting up a new office in another town. So that is something how it is impacting. So number one big shift in pay that we have seen is how payroll data is truly helping organizations to make much more informed decisions. Definitely the compliance landscape is ever evolving and changing. Minimum wages are changing consistently. Even the code on wages is on the track, which will have a tremendous impact from a social security standpoint. Data security is a big concern. I mean, I was going through a survey recently, and 70% of Indian organizations have been hit with a ransomware attack. But it itself shows that how organizations need to truly emphasize not just on the area or the sector of expertise they operate in, but definitely data security. The privacy norms are changing. There's a lot of initiatives. I mean, I don't think any organization that you all are representing here today wouldn't have had a digital transformation initiatives in the last 3 years, unlike it was before, right? Everybody has looked into it, whether it's moving from on-prem to cloud, whether it's shifting your data centers, whether it's ensuring your people have access to all their tools and technologies right from their home. So this is a very evolving environment that we all are operating. But most importantly, I mean, end of the day as leaders, how we converge and drive that true value to being a human-centric approach, right? End of the day, it's the people that we work with. And people are same everywhere. So unless we bring the true heart to it, it doesn't truly help. Now, we've also seen technology definitely will be a key factor in times ahead in terms of what kind of investments an organization will make, whether it's an ERP, whether it's an HCM system, whether building it something in-house, whether you want to truly invest in developing certain talent pool in-house to make something, or you want to get an expert on board to help you and drive that particular area of improvement. So one thing that we have seen is more than 90% of people are looking at how their salary data is, in terms of what are the bands in the organization, what kind of compensation expectation, who your competition is, who you're hiring from, where are people joining across, and how an organization evolves a growth strategy surrounding the workforce, how can they drive better cost management initiatives. Definitely a lot of queries you might have seen within your own organization as well. There's a huge amount of queries that have come in the last 3 years where people might have asked queries pertaining to how can I have a further insurance cover for my extended family, right? How can I have a better financial wellness as an individual? Can I have early wage access, right? Can advances be given to me as an employee? So we've seen a lot of traction happening, especially in terms of C-suite, to understand how they can ensure. For some, it's about security. For some, it's about having a better net pay. So how that is driven across. So some of the key considerations when we look at the data points specifically around this, the number one role, it does have a very important role in terms of how you attract talent and how you retain talent. Because pay plays a very critical role, right? And there have been situations we've seen organizations which may not have been able to pay on time, or may have formed an issue, and people do make a choice in those situations. But at the same time, the organizations who have really paid on time accurately to their associates in the last 3-4 years, people have stayed back, even while the Great Resignation was on, but some people did stay back. The second is the ever-changing landscape of compliances, and most importantly, the workforce composition. It just doesn't matter how employees are structured into different work groups, what kind of business resource groups that an organization supports across, what is the true cause an employee wants to truly contribute in that organization, and these things truly matter. So 49% of organizations say that digital transformation is a major initiative across. And if you see, under the umbrella of digital transformation, the second biggest head is across the area of HR transformation. Because people have realized that heavy investment, the HR doesn't not play a role of just an HR, but they need to play a role of a technology expert. They need to play a role of a CIO so that they can understand how analytics can help them improve and take informed decisions. Also, when we look at it, followed by finance and other functions. Now, one thing we've seen while this report will be available to all of you and will be shared by our friends here, but most importantly what we have seen is one more area that has required a tremendous investment from any organization today is upskilling the workforce. Because you need to see how you can develop a strength-based culture in your organization and how truly you can enable your associates to be successful on their journey. Whether it's about improving automation skills, which is a major ask today, whether it's about improving their analytical and reporting skills, and most importantly, how your business can invest in many improvement initiatives. So 80% agreed they need to introduce faster access to early wage. So this is something we've seen as a transform. I'm not sure of how you are looking at it, but employees are truly looking at programs where they have early wage access. And we've also seen an uptick in terms of financial organizations who are today come on board, whether it's a company like Refine or companies like Cred, who are giving an early wage access to many of the associates so that they can accomplish the respective goals. Plus, the shift in terms of the demographics of associates is very high. Right? Today we are looking at Gen Alpha coming in. So it's a very different ask of each and every associate category. Flexi payment methods is again picking up. People need a benefit. So for some, the benefits are important. For some, the tax saving options are important. So finding that right balance between the two of them is very critical for organizations. We've also seen pay cycles are changing. So whether it will be a weekly pay cycle, a semi-monthly pay cycle, or a monthly pay cycle that we all have currently. So people are asking for many of these changes to come in so that employees can have much more access to their financial wellness. So pay is fundamental to any and every employee's experience. Again, payroll function is not just a transaction function the way it was looked back. And I've been associated with ADP for 12 years and I've seen earlier when we used to be in a forum and we used to ask a question, do you want to make a career in payroll? And nobody would pick up their hand. But today payroll has become a very strategic function of HR where people are truly looking at developing and harnessing those skills from a technology standpoint. And most importantly, pay frequency, early wage access, customized pay structures, payment methods. I mean, you can't approach a standardized model across all your associates. How you look at attracting talent, it needs to be a much more personalized, much more customized approach. Right? We live in a world of Swiggy and Zomato, right, where we need to customize everything, we need to have everything at a click of our fingers. So how as an organization you would enable that will play a very critical role. So this was a short initiative from our side. We have a detailed research report that is available and we'll be floating it across the link to all of you. Given an opportunity, I'll be happy to take some questions or we can proceed ahead with the sessions. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.